You can subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and click the super thanks button below to ensure that you don't miss any of the videos our team has prepared, including the most recent developments and unique updates on the battle in Israel. Israel is still fighting Hamas in this crucial Middle East conflict, which is concentrated on the Gaza Strip. There are secret Hamas tunnels in the southwest of the city, running from Al-Zara to Nusrat camp and from there to the border crossing between Khan Yunis and Rafah. Through reconnaissance and detection operations, the IDF's Heron and Hermes drone armies have discovered Hamas secret tunnels and passageways in Khan Yunis and Gaza City in recent days. The Hermes drones, with a 36-hour flight time, destroyed the subsurface targets that Hamas had identified in Gaza using the IDF's Heron drones. Israel leads the world in electronic defense, attack capabilities, and drone technology thanks to this attribute. At the moment, drones carry out almost 75% of Israeli Air Force air operations. This was a pivotal point in the Israeli army's planning for a lower casualty ground offensive operation in Gaza. From Gaza to Haifa, the IDF may strike a great number of covert Hamas targets by using its army of drones. IDF fighter jets and drones have destroyed around 1,500 Hamas sites thus far. IDF drones have surpassed fighter jets in these offensive operations in recent days. The IDF has identified numerous Hamas targets in Gaza today by using its drones. One of the targets was the Sheikh Radwan settlement, which is located north of Gaza City and is home to the security forces, which Hamas claims to be one of its most senior divisions. The so-called Major General, Jihad Muhaisin, was actively organizing attacks against Israel on behalf of the Hamas security forces in this area. The Air Force assisted the IDF's drone army in locating the senior Hamas headquarters in Sheikh Radwan. Then, using a 450 kilograms payload, IDF Hermes drones bombed the Hamas base there. Following the drone attack, it was discovered that the alleged headquarters in Sheikh Radwan had a tunnel system under it. Nevertheless, during the offensive operation, the IDF identified the tunnel lines connecting channels as well as its entry and exit sites, and they destroyed these vital hubs using IEDs that were packed with explosives. The IDF declared that Jihad Muhaisin, the so-called Major General of Hamas, had been killed while escaping through the tunnel lines following the catastrophic blasts. Thus far, the Israeli army has only killed one person of higher rank than him. According to reports, Jihad Muhaisin was in charge of organizing assaults against Israeli citizens and was also in charge of the Hamas hostage crisis. The most recent IDF drone strikes, however, have destroyed Jihad Muhaisin, the alleged senior commander of Hamas, and Sheikh Radwan, the group's headquarters in northern Gaza. Hamas has been extremely alarmed by these severe casualties as it prepares for Israeli ground assaults. Hezbollah's formal declaration of war from Israel's northern borders with Lebanon lessened Hamas's fears, although the IDF is currently fighting effectively on two fronts. Given that the IDF has launched a localized ground offensive and that a large-scale military operation is anticipated to commence at any moment, what is Hamas's strategy, particularly with regard to Gaza? Can Gaza's hidden passageways, tunnels, and access roads save Hamas? First of all, a tunnel with an entrance shaft 165 meters deep and a length of around 2 miles underground was found by the Israeli army 2 months prior to a conflict with Hamas in 2014. The tunnel ends at the Ein Hashlasha kibbutz in Israel. 5 meters was the height of the arched concrete roof of the tunnel. The entire tunnel was lined with rails for cargo transportation as well as telephone and electrical wiring. Hamas is currently using these underground lines to delay ground assaults on the IDF. Hamas benefits greatly from the intricate network of tunnels beneath Gaza City, which gives militants a location to hide and travel between homes covertly. So how are the tunnels constructed? In a major multi-year subterranean construction project within Israeli territory, Palestinian workers meticulously built the network using sophisticated technology and thousands of tons of cement. The foundation they created allowed Hamas to strike Israel and then hide from the consequences. However, as you can see, the game's regulations have been modified. The IDF broke through Hamas's covert tunnel networks with the use of cutting-edge military equipment, and these operations are currently ongoing. However, Hamas had a trading side in addition to using these tunnel connections to plan attacks and conceal them. Israel attempted for years to block Hamas's access to military supplies via the tunnels leading into Gaza. The majority of the more than 1,000 tunnels that run beneath the border with the enclave, which has been under Israeli embargo since Hamas assumed power in 2007, were destroyed by the Egyptian army in an attempt to flood them in order to prohibit their use. However, Hamas has continuously maintained the tunnel's operation in order to carry out its operations and facilitate smuggling. It is evident that Hamas is currently utilizing a tunnel tactic to undermine the IDF. However, the Hamas tunnels are no longer an unbeatable target at this crucial juncture in the conflict. The Israeli army claims to have regularly destroyed tunnels used to transfer weapons and equipment in Beit Hanun, the northern Gaza Strip, under homes in Gaza City, and in the Rafah neighborhood. International political figures are attempting to counter Hamas attempts to intensify the war by using tunnel lines in the Gaza Strip and towards Egypt, while the IDF is working to destroy Hamas tunnel threats. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited Egypt after a solidarity trip to Israel, where he met with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and offered Cairo's assistance in attempts to defuse tensions in Gaza. Additionally, according to Scholz, he spoke with Sisi about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Apart from Germany, the United States has also implemented measures to limit the aggressive actions of Hamas. Sanctions were imposed by the U.S. Treasury Department on 10 Hamas members as well as the financial intermediaries they used in Gaza and the surrounding areas, including Qatar. The U.S. Treasury Department claimed that the designations are aimed at Hamas members who oversee assets in a covert investment portfolio, a financial facilitator based in Qatar with strong connections to the Iranian government, a prominent Hamas figure, and a virtual currency exchange and operator based in Gaza. Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, broke the important news. While offering assistance to the Gazan populace, the U.S. has taken action to halt Hamas's strikes on Israel. U.S. President Joe Biden pledged $100 million in fresh funding for the West Bank and Gaza Strip while speaking in Israel. Regarding the funding, the president gave no further details. Apart from President Biden's assistance, information on joint endeavors with Egypt surfaced. U.S. President Joe Biden said in one of his most recent speeches that Egypt had consented to open the Rafah border crossing, enabling the entry of roughly 20 trucks bearing humanitarian aid into Gaza. Thanking Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, his Egyptian counterpart, for the accord, Biden mentioned that the two had previously spoken over the phone. However, Washington has sent a strong warning to American residents residing in these areas due to the ongoing threats posed by Hamas and Hezbollah. The U.S. State Department cautioned U.S. citizens traveling overseas in a recent alert. Additionally, the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon has advised American nationals who intend to depart the nation to start planning as soon as possible. In conclusion, while Hezbollah and Hamas continue their strikes, Israel is working with the U.S. to devise strategies to end this crucial Middle East crisis and to save the lives of the impacted civilians. We appreciate you viewing us. To provide you with the quickest and most trustworthy news, we work day and night. You can subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and click the super thanks button below to ensure that you don't miss any of the videos our team has prepared, including the most recent developments and unique updates on the battle in Israel. Let's work together again soon.